All right, welcome back to the Two More White Guys podcast. Your host is Josh.
Hey,
and
what's
I'm
up?
AJ.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about, guess what? More Star Wars today.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple topics, mostly just kind of some things that have been happening in the community of like Star Wars and just some kind of conspiracy theories in general. AJ, do you want to start it off?
Conspiracies.
Yeah.
So recently we had a big push by Bombastic and the whole community to bring back Star Wars Battlefront 2017. I guess that's Battlefront 2.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 2017. I believe it hit around 100,000 players during.
I think it actually went higher. They're saying
Really?
in some places, but
Wow.
I don't actually know any numbers, and I don't have any insight to that. So
I mean, that's pretty cool. Why do you think it's basically out of nowhere, right? This kind of just.
well, so I don't think it is out of nowhere. So recently you had the Fortnite Star Wars thing, and I remember seeing like when the Fortnite thing started, you had all these clips of it doing the Moon Knight memes between Fortnite and Battlefront 2. I don't know if you saw any of these.
No, I don't. I'm not really big on the social media. So can you give me an explanation of what the Moon Knight meme is?
They have. Okay, have you seen Moon Knight?
No.
So there's a meme out there, right, with a man without love lyrics, and in Moon Knight the show, when it plays, he switches between his inner characters, right?
Okay.
And so in the meme, you have them playing the Fortnite Star Wars thing, and then it does the A Man Without Love lyrics, but it switches over to Battlefront 2. Okay, so that's kind of like the way the meme rolled around. And then I think it started getting more picked up, that people were like, why did we stop playing Battlefront 2, you know?
Yeah.
And then Bombastic came around and he was like, hey, I'm playing Battlefront 2 again. You guys should all do it too. And it just kind of kept rolling. And then Bombastic was like, why haven't we gotten Battlefront 3 yet? Right. So I think that was the big push.
Yeah. So basically, you're saying the big push is by the YouTuber named Bombastic, which he's a pretty big Star Wars YouTuber. For those that don't know, I'm sure most of this audience does know at this point.
When I was in Japan, I actually saw him at one of the panels I went to, one of the smaller panels. It was really cool.
Did you say hi? Did you get a kiss on the lips from him?
No.
Be like, I love your Battlefront 3 video. By the way, okay.
No.
I have to.
Actually, the Battlefront 3 videos weren't even out yet. So.
Oh wow, yeah. So it was like.
Yeah.
This is way before.
So it was before that, yeah.
I have a small gripe. This is just a personal gripe. It's nothing against him. But it's like, I was watching these Battlefront videos as this like was getting more popular. You know, we started playing it ourselves, and these videos, it's just the same thing over and over again. It's like Battlefront 3, guys, we will do this, and it's just
he's gonna every YouTuber is gonna milk whatever they can.
It was like
whatever.
Painfully, like it was literally. It felt like I was just listening to the same line over and over again. Anyways. So we did play Battlefront 2 when it was we both played on that Saturday. That was like the big like push day. At least I did. I don't remember if you joined me or not.
Yeah, I think it was me and you, and we got on for a bit and we hit it, and it was alive on there. It was killing it.
It was busy. I kind of know why people don't really play that game anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I
think that it's a grind to play.
Well,
it feels like a grind.
So I got it for free when I think it was free on Epic. And
I wish I didn't buy it for 4 times in a
row. But like, I kind of wish I didn't get it for free, because all the characters, their skins, they're already unlocked. You know, everything's unlocked except for like the guns that you get through leveling up your like characters, and the little badges or whatever, the card system. But it feels like there's no progression system in that game, really. Like, I know there's big problems when it first released with all the microtransactions and like a whole bunch of stuff. But it feels like the reason why that game died is I feel like there was no like real progression system. Like Battlefields, all of them, they kind of had like a progression system through the classes. Like, I mean, we hopped on Battlefield 4 a couple months in a row, we
need to do that again.
Yeah, we do need to play that again. It's a fun time, especially on the PlayStation, dude. It's fun. Anyways, like there's a clear progression when you're leveling up your characters, and like there's a reason to keep playing certain classes or keep playing just like in general. It feels like for Battlefront 2, the 2017 version, there's no reason to continue playing after you've tried it out for like 5 hours. Like I think I only have like 10 hours in that game, and I'm a decent Star Wars fan. I like the original Battlefronts. I grew up with them, but it's just like those didn't really have a progression system either, but they had more going on than just the PvP battles.
No, I think I'll disagree. I think it does have more of a progression system than any of the other Battlefronts. Maybe not some of the PSP games, but I haven't really played those all the way through. Because you actually have to go and like do things to unlock stuff, Like some of the unlocks are pretty hidden away. Like you have to do like co-op missions instead of just online stuff, or some of them you have to actually go into the story mode and do. But,
I mean, that's like some of the skins. I did see that, but it's like a lot of the stuff is just kind of challenges, and the challenges just give you like 500 credits, and it's like, what am I supposed to do with these credits?
Yeah, I think it is a little bit confusing, especially for somebody like hopping in when the game didn't come out, because I think when the game came out, there was a lot more explanation in the game. Mm-hmm. Like they would like show you where things were, but now people just jump in and they're kind of like, what is happening here?
Yeah, I mean, especially if you get it for free, like I did, it's the complete collection or whatever the fuck they call it, where it's just like you just have everything unlocked already. And it's like, I don't know what you can spend credits on. I literally do not know what to spend credits on. I think I have like...
I think it is like skins and like unlocked pieces.
Which is the problem, because I already have those all unlocked.
Yeah, I think like you can unlock like parts for your game, your guns and stuff too.
What? You can?
Yeah, so like you can get like better cooling, or you can get better like...
See, this is what I mean though, where it's like... You're right. There's no explanation for these like mini mechanics or whatever.
So like they do a little like when I got the game way back in 2017, it did explain like oh, you're on this menu, this is what this does, and like here's our add-ons that you can add on to this thing. But now it's just like, unless you know about it, I feel like you're a little lost.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're definitely right. The menus itself aren't very, I mean, they're just confusing.
And like the pop-ups are kind of like tiny compared to everything else in the game, so...
And it's like, I mean, I'm a gamer, I skip all the text I see on screen, so it's like, I'm sure something at some point told me about these mechanics that I could spend these credits on, but it's like, I didn't read it. Like, you should know that I won't read it. I mean, that's...
My biggest problem with Battlefront 2, like 2017 compared to like 2015, is like the gunplay and like the speed of the play is so much faster in 2015. I know you're not a fan of that.
Do you want to talk about your experience with 2015 a little bit?
I mean, it's like an arcade shooter, so like it's an online arcade shooter, so I can understand how some people were upset with that. But
I would argue the originals were arcade shooters.
They were, but you also had like instant action. I mean, I guess you have like an instant action sort of thing on there, but there was so much more you could do in all the other games in 2015. So I can understand why some people aren't as big of fans, but I think 2015 was the better game, to be honest. But
when I played it with you that one time, for reference, I bought a PlayStation 4 for like $40, and then AJ was like, oh, you got to get Battlefront 1. And I was like, yeah, okay, I guess. I went on to GameStop, got it for like, I think $1, $2 maybe at the time. I don't think they have the PS4 games for sale anymore, but we played it once. I did not like it. I think the game itself is fine. It's just the skill ceiling is so high now because no one plays it anymore. Like no new players will play it.
The only people, it's like Squadrons.
Yeah.
So the only people that are playing are like the people that are like blowing it out of the water. You know?
No, exactly. I mean, we joined one match. Yeah, or it's hackers. We joined one match, and I think, God, how many times did we die to that one guy?
I don't know. Sometimes
it's gotta have been like 20 or 30 times.
So they'll call those guys turbos on there. That's what the community calls those guys that just go around and I don't know if they're using hacks or they're just using a keyboard or whatever, but they just like roll around and dodge you and use the I think it's the EE4 and they'll just one shot you every time.
Yeah, they just fucking knock your socks off and you're just like, what the hell even happened? But I think I can agree with that 2015. I honestly do think the gameplay's a little bit better. Just because it is a little bit more fast paced, and it doesn't feel as weird to run around in. A weird thing to like say. I don't really know how to describe it.
Yeah,
but
it feels hard to run in the 2017.
It does. I don't know what like if it's just like stiff, like your characters just feel stiff, or the animations. I mean, we both play in third person, right?
Yeah, I always play because I mean that's how you play the original Battlefront.
Yeah, I mean I played the 2017 in first person, which I think it actually defaults you to first person. It is not the right way to play that game. Like I mean,
it looks beautiful.
It does look really good, but you do not get like a single kill. You die because you can't see anything. And I mean, the battlefields are so big, and like there's just droid snipers in the trees, and like General Grievous is right behind you sniffing your ass. You know,
it's tough.
It's a tough way to play in first person.
I don't think they're easy games to play in general either, right? Especially at this point where the games are almost 10 years old. One of them is, and like the player base is a lot like higher than like I feel like even like jumping into Battlefield is easier than
I think I actually, it's weird to say, but I think I agree with you. Like when we first played Battlefield 4, I keep mixing these games up. We did pretty damn good. I mean, those servers aren't really existing anymore, so it's like just kind of community hosted servers. You know, the only people that played have been playing for like fucking 10 years.
Yeah.
But like we can hold our own in that game. And there's another thing about, I mean, it's weird because they're both made by DICE and DICE and EA. So it's like you should be able to almost move your skill across from the games. Mm-hmm. And since I think they're both ran on the same engine, you'd think there'd be more to like do in Battlefront, like as just like in Battlefield, you know, where you can like blow up the buildings or drive people over with tanks and like jets and stuff. But the way that it's done in Battlefront, it's really annoying.
I don't know if you know this, but both Battlefront 2015 and 2017 are like some of DICE's and EA's biggest games that they've ever produced, like file size wise.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. It's probably all the graphics, to be honest.
I mean, it is.
They look great. I mean, they hold up so well.
Amazing video games I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is insane how good they look. But
and that's 10 years old.
Yeah, dude, it's that engine. I don't know what I don't remember the name of it, but it's like
I think it's Frostbite.
Oh yeah. Say that again.
I don't know if it's Frostbite.
Frostbite,
I believe.
yeah,
I don't know
Frostbite.
If they used Frostbite for Battlefront 2, but I do think Battlefront 1 just looks so much better.
Dude, it looks great.
Anything else I've seen.
But
I can't even believe how much it holds up even today.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you could show. I've had this experience once where I was playing Red Dead 2, and my mom walked in and I was like, "Are you watching a movie?" I'm like, "No, Mom, this is a game." I feel like if you just showed like someone that doesn't game very much, like a screenshot or a video from that game with all the HUD turned off and all that, they'd be like, "Oh man, this is a new Star Wars movie or Star Wars show."
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do we want to talk about not Rogue, what the fuck is it called? Not Rogue Squadrons. That other flight sim Star Wars game?
Oh, Squadrons.
Squadrons? Cuz since we're on the topic of video games anyways, if any game
Yeah, I mean,
needs to come back, it's fucking Squadrons, dude.
dude, we had so much fun playing
It is
Squadrons.
such a fun game.
And anybody who's playing it, I don't know if you can get the joysticks on the PlayStation to work too and on Xbox, but like if you have a flight stick for Squadrons, it is literally
it
the
is
way to play the game.
It really is. I mean, my flight stick.
We didn't do VR, but
no, I should have. So I do have a VR. We could try it out sometime. But yeah, dude, the flight stick. I mean, my flight stick's a little janky because it was a cheap one, but it really does change the way that you play. And it
takes a little bit to get used to, but once you have it, you just are just flying around on those maps and you're unstoppable.
Yeah, I feel like the same issue with that game is the same one with Battlefront, where it's just kind of like the only people that still play it, you know, they've been playing for God, I don't know how long.
It's so hard to find a game on that, like, because everybody that, like you said, plays it is like level 200.
Yeah, yeah, you get sweeped or you kill like a new person that's played it for the first time ever when it was on sale.
Yeah,
but no, I would if you should go back to any Star Wars game, I think Squadrons would be like the one to go back for during a weekend. To just get some boys and play it for like a couple hours.
We'll spam bombastic comments.
Yeah. What Squadrons 2? Squadrons 2.
Squadrons 2. I really love that game. And it's like just a cheap, simple game.
It really is a simple game. I never beat the campaign. Did you?
No, I never beat it.
I was gonna say the campaign's up there. I don't know what's up with Star Wars.
They kind of did the same thing with like Red Dead Redemption 2, where they locked like the multiplayer off for a little bit when the game came out, so you had to play the campaign, but then they unlocked the multiplayer after a little bit.
Which honestly, probably a better move.
Yeah, but I like remember like after multiplayer unlocked, like I didn't play single player ever again.
Yeah, I mean I think I beat the first mission.
Kind of the same way with Red Dead.
Yeah, it really is though.
Finished it.
Oh, you never finished Red Dead?
I never.
Oh.
He was well, I don't want to spoil it, but I was like pretty good into the story, and then the multiplayer came out, and I was
you're just like,
okay, time to do Red Dead Online again.
that's happened to me before. Where you just kind of drop a game for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the campaign is not very good. If I remember right, the voice acting is really kind of just like, hey,
in
Rogue Squadron, get over in Squadrons.
Oh.
Hey, Squadron guy, get over there. You know, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I remember it being, I just remember the campaign itself being very, like, the game was not meant to have a campaign.
Maybe, yeah. I like the sense of the campaign because I did like the like Imperial side. So I don't know. I liked playing as them.
Yeah, the one thing I do wish they would have added is just bots in general. Because if I remember right, there's no like bots in the online mode.
Were there no bots? I thought there were bots.
I don't remember there being bots. Maybe I'm wrong.
It has been a second, so.
But there's no like.
I think you could, like, add bots.
Oh, do you have to like host your own game and then you can add them in? Yeah, I think that sounds about right. But it's like there's something I don't know. There's no like. I think there is another issue, no progression, but like also there's no longevity built into the game itself. You know, you're not going to be playing this thing for 10 more years. Once the new shiny Squadrons game comes out, you're dropping that thing like a dime.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of the gaming community nowadays, though.
Yeah.
Which is also surprising why they went back to Battlefront 2. Because I don't think that a lot of the gaming community has like attention span or patience for anything.
No, that game is not really meant for. I mean, that game. I have such a hard time playing just PvP shooters, like round based, I guess, shooters or whatever. And that game, like, I was struggling playing it for those 2 days that we played it. just because I was like, okay, I've had enough.
So
Let's play this next game
why-
mode. Yeah,
That's why we haven't gone
That's
back.
why we haven't played it again. No, I mean, like, it's true. Like, we played like every single game mode, and I was like, okay, cool, I've seen it all.
Yeah. I mean, Ewok Hunt is always easy to go
Ewok
back
Hunt is
to.
fun, but I feel like maybe it's one of those
They
games
needed-
where you just have to have a bigger party.
They needed Youngling Hunt. That's what they needed.
Well, isn't there
That would have saved the game.
that definitely would have saved the game. Isn't there that mod?
Actu- Well, maybe, I don't know. But actually, EA, like, because they have, like, the whole EA, like, talk to the fans thing for Battlefront community support back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, after Ewok Hunt, what mode should we do? And, like, everyone said Youngling Hunt. And they had to come out and say, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense for obvious reasons. Boo, you suck. Boo. Let me kill children.
I mean, you used to be able to do stuff like that in the old Battlefront 2 game modes, where they had like the hunt modes and stuff.
All the
where you would have to like kill the Wampas, kill the Jedi,
the Tusken Raiders, I think, was in the first game.
Yeah, and you had to go kill the Ewoks or whatever too.
Yeah, I think there's just no like, it's too sanitized. You know, we got to get some indie devs. Get some indie devs back in there, and then they can throw that weird shit back into the games.
So if you were to have somebody else other than EA do Battlefront 3, who would you have it do? I know
like a
lot
dev?
of like, people say, yeah, like a lot of people want Arrowhead to do it, which I could see. That'd be really cool. Like Galactic Conquest game mode.
Remind me.
They do. They do
Planetside?
Helldivers.
Helldivers. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you could. Speaking of that, like Helldivers playstyle, if they did like a mode in that 2017 Battlefront 2, where they just had like a Galactic Conquest campaign mode, and then they just made it so like everyone plays this one map, you know, every day or whatever. When a certain amount of people win or lose on each side of this one map, it goes to the next one, and then like that faction kind of controls that area and it moves to the next, and you can like vote on like abilities or whatever. I feel like that would actually solve a lot of the issues with that. Like we want Galactic Conquest. I mean, it wouldn't fix the like, you know, it wouldn't be the same as the original, but it would definitely bring a lot more players back.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Yeah. But speaking of you said which devs, I'd say Bohemia Interactive, the guys that made Arma.
Okay.
If we're gonna,
Arma's fun.
Arma is very fun. If we're gonna do fully, you know, realistic.
No. I don't know a lot about devs, so I can't. I don't have any say there. But,
Bethesda, maybe.
Bethesda.
Bethesda would actually be a really good, like, Star Wars game dev. I think, like, if they brought back like Jedi Knight series or something, that would be kind of interesting. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I would probably go Bohemia.
I think that like Star Wars games have kind of hit like a lull too, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, so I don't know I don't know if that's because of Lucasfilm and Disney, or if that is like the gaming studios like aren't as creative, or maybe it's like a both thing.
It's probably more of a like CEOs and stockholders controlling type deal. You know, they don't want their games to fail, so they have to make it as accessible to everyone, and when it becomes that accessible, no one likes it, which it seems to be a common trend. I mean, look at the that other pirate game that came out by Ubisoft, like
oh gosh, I don't
know the name of it.
There was like 4 of them that came out at the same time, I feel like.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that game failed because like there's no, you could tell that they're like, we gotta make pirating like not pirating, you know. And it's like, no, you kind of have to embrace the darker or weird side of this like thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know, stick to the continuity of your IP.
But I don't know.
Going back to that Galactic Conquest thing, what if there was like something like For Honor where you had to pick your faction?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying, where you like,
And then like it's like the Helldivers thing where you're trying to conquest the planets.
Yeah. I
That'd be
mean,
awesome. So then like some people are on the rebels and some people are on the
mhm.
Empire
I
and they're
was
fighting over
you
planets.
could just loop it into the normal like whatever that game mode is where you're like there's the invasion mode
Hmm.
or just the other campaign battle where you like fight on the ground and then you go to the ship and then you go back to the ground then you go to the ship again and then oh you beat him this time. But like you could just
Yeah.
loop it into that where it's like all right I'm gonna play CIS, you know, and I load into this game mode and it's like okay the map that's under attack today is Kashyyyk. Oh, we chose out of these three options we chose stronger healing abilities or some bullshit. You know, everyone gets to vote on like three options. And it's like
Yeah,
that
kind of
would
like the old Galactic Conquest.
yeah, yeah, a little bit like that where it's kind of they just kind of give you some options and it's like okay, choose one.
Hmm.
Whatever gets the most votes wins. And then you could go up through the ages, you know, you start at that Clone Wars and then you go up to the Empire and then you can go up to the sequel trilogy.
But yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I feel like that's a really simple way to incorporate that galactic conquest style into
I agree.
this game. And I mean, I'm not a, I wasn't a dev on this game, but I feel like it wouldn't be as hard to do compared to like a entire new game mode where you like go to planets and you know you have to do all these ship battles and blah blah blah.
And I don't think anybody would complain about like Galactic Conquest being what the whole game's about.
Yeah, I feel like that.
'Cause
I
I
feel
think
like
that's what everybody's been like wanting out of
Mhm.
a new Battlefront game is Galactic Conquest. So if they just revolve the game around Galactic Conquest,
yeah. I
I
mean,
think
they could
everybody
even
would love it.
They could even do like, oh, you know, the CI. You choose what you want with when if you win. You know, CIS
Mhm.
get a new unit next season. They get Count fucking Dooku or Ventress or you know the clones get Yoda as a playable character, whatever the fuck. If they
Yeah.
win, and then it's like, oh, now I have a reason to actually keep playing the game because I want to play as Yoda or I want to play. You know, Count Dooku gets
Yeah.
better, whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean?
And,
Where
like
it's-
I know a lot of studios are trying to tie in that live service
Mhm.
kind of deal too, so that could tie into it.
Yeah, I mean, you could even incorporate the dumbass battle passes that all the games have now, where it's like new skins per season or something like that.
or like after like people take certain planets, certain characters unlock for the whole game.
Uh-huh.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely ways to do it.
Yeah. Would you have them like bring back the like ground to space flight
Dude,
combat?
I mean, like if I was
And they're, like,
if
the
I was
original
if
plan?
I was being like, all right, we need to make Battlefront 3, you know,
'Cause
I
I
was
feel like-
telling the server, I
feel like Battlefront like was always trying to innovate something, and then
Yeah.
the new Battlefronts they don't do any innovation.
No, I think that's another big problem with them is I would definitely bring back the ground to space if it's possible.
Mhm.
And dude, bring back this. This is one of the things that pisses me off the most about that Battlefront 2 and 1, the new ones, is that like they have that point system for like the Jedi and the extra characters and like the ships and
Right.
stuff where you have to get like 5 kills or 200 points or whatever the fuck it's called.
Well,
And-
that's for Battlefront 2 for
yeah,
sure. Yeah.
but it's like, why? Can't I just go walk up to like a land speeder that's on the ground waiting inside the port and just take off with it?
Exactly. Right. Why can't I just go commandeer a ship?
Yeah.
Why can't I be a pirate?
Why can't I? Yeah. Why can't I just be a pirate? Or why can't I just get ran? Because I'm never playing a fucking Jedi in these games. I'm not good
I
enough for
know.
that. So it's like I'm literally never gonna be able to play a Jedi unless the game dies again.
So I actually heard that Disney were the ones that said that not to let the vehicles just be on the ground.
really,
Hmm.
I wonder why.
I'm not sure. I think it also comes with like the reason why there's no voice chat and why
Well, I could
certain aspects of the game are the way they are.
I could see no voice chat. I can understand that because it's. I mean, that's just kind of like a. You don't want people getting yelled at with slurs while they're just trying to play their Star Wars game, you know.
Yeah.
But the no ground vehicles or like no random Jedi or not being able to just choose what class you want to play is very strange. Like I mean, in the original Battlefront 2, and I think even 1 did this, where you know you have to get 12 kills and then you unlock the droideka for the rest of the game. But it's like I feel like that's a more fair system than what this other. I mean, they're probably overpowered or whatever, but you know, not everyone's gonna play a Droideka. I don't know.
Who wouldn't play as a droideka? Droidekas.
The Droideka. Send out the Droidekas. All right, should we end this up?
That's where you want to end it?
Yep, that's where we can end it.
Alrighty.
Yep. Thanks for listening and watching. This is two more white guys signing off. Have a good one.
Hasta la vista.
Baby.